Good morning,
Good morning.
sir. Very good. You are from which state?
Maharashtra, sir.
Okay. In Maharashtra, which part of Maharashtra?
Mumbai.
Mumbai only. Oh, Baba. The place which is always in news nowadays for Corona.
Un- Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it is in news for Corona. Very good. What makes you draw interest towards law? What is it that brought you to law?
So it's essentially the kind of skills I thought I would acquire, in terms of researching or argument, your articulation skills, your drafting skills. So I wanted to build up on these skills and also the kind of variety of subjects that you study. I think it makes you a very well-rounded person.
No, I think you are not
And I
understood.
think there is
You have not understood my question. What made you choose law?
these are my reasons for choosing
Can you
law because I
spell
thought
out
I would
again?
acquire the
Can you
skills.
spell out again?
But
What brought you
yes,
interest
so the
towards
kind
law?
of skills that I would,
Uh,
I understand your question, sir. So what I was trying to say is that the kind of skills I thought I would acquire in terms of researching, in terms of drafting, negotiation, generally how to present yourself, and also the kind of subjects that I would study. I did peruse my college curriculum before I joined law school. So these are primarily the two reasons what attracted me to choose law.
100% correct what you said. But the wording has to be slightly redrafted in that since I possess these skills and these are the skills that are required in this profession, I chose this. I am good in
Okay,
drafting.
makes sense.
I am good in making arguments. I'm analyzing arguments. So since I have an aptitude or say a liking towards this, I opted to join for this legal profession. The answer can be like this, or the answer can be my daddy is in legal profession, so I wanted to join. It can be that way. Anyway, is any of your relatives in legal profession?
No, I'm a first generation lawyer.
Oh, nobody is in
Yes.
legal profession.
No,
What is your
no
father?
one.
What is he doing?
So my father is a LIC agent.
Ah, you told me. Yeah, you told me. I remember. We discussed
Yes.
about it. LIC agent. What is the main job role of an LIC agent?
It's to basically make sure that you get as many clients as you can get to take insurance from
Yeah.
LIC and collect premiums and make sure that they're paying on time so the policy does not lapse.
Mhm. Good, good, good. That is, and also keep in touch with the people who have taken policy. But it is very much not possible because once you have 1,000 customers or so, you can't be keeping in touch with
Correct.
everybody. Yeah, that's the thing. But of
Correct.
course, he must have some other device or means by which he is continuously in contact with the people who are taking life policies from him. So, what is the difference between a lawyer and an insurance agent?
The difference between a lawyer and an insurance agent.
Is there any difference or no
That's
difference?
an
Yeah,
no, there is definitely a lot of difference.
yeah,
I think so. In like as a lawyer, you depends. You know what kind of practice do you have, but generally you represent your clients. You make sure that their interests are protected, and in the same way, like when you're an LIC agent, you try to do the same things that you ensure that your clients they pay their premium and their policy does not lapse and everything. But they're fundamentally different professions which require different skill sets.
hmm, okay. No, but you can analyze it this way that both are service industry. An LIC agent
Correct.
is doing a service, a lawyer is also doing a service. Both of them
Correct.
take care of the interests of their customers. For example,
Got it.
say an LIC agent takes care of the interest of, say, filling up the forms properly and getting the insurance in favor of the um, customer. Similarly, the lawyer tries to take care of the interests of the client by analyzing the case properly, by arguing properly in the case, by producing necessary evidence in the court, and trying to get a judgment or decision in favor of our client. Both are doing the same thing. Yeah. But the first one involves, say, contacting more number of people, because the business being not big ones, you may have to contact many number of customers. Whereas in the case of law, normally lawyers are not engaged in going on canvas. Is there any act in say in our constitution which prohibits lawyers from canvassing for law work? No.
So Bar Council of India sort of prohibits lawyers to solicit for their services. So even when you visit websites of various law firms, you would come across, this disclaimer which says that lawyers are not supposed to solicit, and you agree this and you're still, choosing to enter the website because this does not amount to solicitation from our end. Yes. So that's actually one difference. Yeah.
Difference is that.
That's a fundamental.
Yeah. Lawyer cannot solicit. But of course, a normal course of advertisement, etc., is allowed. Na? For example, big companies like King and Partridge, then Ayer and Dolia, I'm talking about Chennai. So they do, of course, I have not seen any advertisement being given by them also. Their name may appear in the notices issued only. The notices that are issued itself is a sort of an advertisement for the lawyer. Supposing you are issuing, notice being published in the newspaper. I hope you understand what I say. Say, when some notice has to be published.
Yes, but
yeah, a notice is being published, like say, one's name is being changed, or the property is being bought from somebody to this person. So when you start, my client is interested in purchasing this property, so your advertisement will come. So that is okay. That is allowed. Good. So both are.
That is allowed.
Yeah, both are service industry. Very happy. Now, when did you become a member of Bar Council?
So I gave my bar exam in January. I have cleared it. So you can say that I've become a member, but I've not received my certificate as of yet. As of now, I'm enrolled with the Maharashtra Bar Council,
Maharashtra Bar Council, and you completed your degree only in 2020.
2019.
2019. Achha. 2019. Yeah. So were you able to have some opportunities for working under some senior as a lawyer?
So I specialized in business law in my final year. So while I was interning with a corporate law firm, they offered me a job. So right after graduating, I went on to work with them as a corporate lawyer for a year. I was working with them until June of 2020.
Really? Oh, you were working in a, what is it you said? For whom were you working?
It's a M&A firm based in Mumbai.
Oh, I'm not asking the names and all. What was the nature of work you were asked to do? What was the
essentially 80% of the work that I did revolved around due diligence. Yes, so that's what I'm coming to. So 80% of the work was due diligencing companies. I particularly took care of the labor and employment section, and the rest 20% revolved around advice.
Advisors. You were taking care of labor and establishment. Achha. Is it that you studied separately for labor law and all?
So we study labor law as part of a 5-year curriculum, but I did not specialize in it. But since it's easier to pick up, this is what you start with when you join a corporate law firm, generally.
Then why did you come out of that company? Is it due to Corona, or you wanted to choose a different line?
Essentially, I wanted to appear for the SEBI exam, and I perused the syllabus, and it involved a lot of studying. So I thought I should give this a chance properly.
Excellent. That's really good. You wanted to take this. Have you applied for some other law officer posts in other public sector undertakings?
Not as of yet, sir. I've not found any suitable opportunities.
Acha. Oh. Of course, SEBI gives a very good pay. Their pay is very nice. Say somewhere around 1 lakh rupees or so. Did you go through their pay scale? Yeah, that's good. Very
Yes,
good.
sir, I did.
Yeah. So now, have you been able to come across some people working in SEBI as a lawyer? A lawyer working in SEBI. Could you contact them?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I've spoken to one.
Acha,
I've
good.
spoken to one lawyer. Yes.
Really, very nice. So, supposing you are given a job, and what nature of job will you be asked to perform? What is the role that he is doing, and what may be the role that you may have to perform in SEBI?
So what I think is that the kind of matters that I would be required to assist in is representing SEBI in different forums, also handling non-enforcement litigation, advising other departments in legal matters. If I get posted in policy division, then assisting with the legislative function of SEBI.
Mhm.
So I think this is what I would be doing.
Very good, very good, very good. Now, and maybe they will not ask you this question, but still tell me something about SEBI Act. What do you know about SEBI Act? What are the important provisions of SEBI Act? I think you must have studied it for your exam also, correct? In exam also,
Yes, sir.
this
Yes.
portion is there. Yeah. Tell me briefly, SEBI Act.
Yes, sir. So essentially, the SEBI Act, it was enforced in 1992. That is when it was given a statutory authority. The objectives of the SEBI Act are to promote the interest of the investors and to regulate and develop the securities market. Essentially, the Act contains details about how the composition of the SEBI board is going to be, what are the functions of SEBI, what kind of powers it has, and it also lays down certain penalties.
Now, what was the reason for starting this SEBI?
I think there was a need felt in terms of having a regulatory body to govern the securities market.
Yeah, here, but an act to provide establishment of a board to protect the interests of investors in securities and to promote the development and regulate securities market. I think it, why did it come in 1992? What was the thing? Because India got independence in 1947, became a republic in 1950, and stock exchanges have been there, and all these things have been going on. But where was the need for having it in 1992? You must be aware of a famous case. Are you aware of a famous case that resulted in big uproar? Arshad Mehta.
Sir, I think Harshad Mehta case came around that time. Correct.
Yeah, Arshad Mehta case in 1991. So that made the government think that there is a need for a regulatory body to take care of this say exchange, stock exchange functions. That is why this statutory body came into existence. That is what I think. But nowhere it is told in the act like that. In the act, they will not be telling you like that. But that was the reason.
That's true.
Yeah.
Makes
Good.
sense.
Yeah. Very good. Now under SEBI website, when we go, we find that there are different sections. One is about legal, enforcement, filings, report and statistics, status, and media. Under legal, when we go, we do have certain acts. We do get certain acts. So did you go through that website?
Yes,
Hello?
I've gone through.
Yeah.
I've skimmed through the website.
Yeah. What are the SEBI acts mentioned therein? Or
So
what
it's
does
SEBI Act.
SEBI Act, correct?
There's Depositories Act, there would be Securities Contract Regulation Act. I think these are the three acts that would be mentioned.
No, sorry. Now, the reason, the way I was explaining was that as if this has come into existence only in 92, whereas that was not the case. There has been an organization known as Securities Contracts Act 1956. 56 itself, there has been an organization. There has been a Contracts Act. Are you aware of that Act 1956? From there
Yes.
only this 92 came. From 92 only this 96 Act came, Depositories Act. Then 2014 Securities Law Act, 2015 Finance Act, and then Notifications and Finance Act, merger of FMC with SEBI. So everything you must be able to tell a few points about. For example, you must know what is 1956 and 92, 96, like that. Can you have you tried preparing on this way? 1956 में क्या दिया है and what has been newly given under 92 and what was the need for the Act of Depositories Act 1996 उसमें क्या दिया है? Likewise, आप cogency मालूम होने से अच्छा होता है. Are you aware of that?
So I've read the 1956 Act for this exam as well. It basically discusses the power of central government and SEBI as to the stock exchange. And the objective of the act is to prevent undesirable transaction in securities. So essentially it talks about corporatization and demutualization of stock exchange, framing of bylaws by the stock exchange, who will approve it, the suspension of business of stock exchange and things of that sort.
Very good, very good. That is okay. Then I will ask you, what does the Act 92 says mainly? 92
I
Act,
think
briefly, because
so
it's a big Act. 96 में 92 में जो Act आया, yeah, उसमें क्या दिया है?
So briefly, it's about the composition of SEBI, the powers of SEBI, the functions that it discharges, the penalties that it can levy. The prosecution power is mentioned in section 24. And the rule-making power of central government and the regulation-making power of SEBI is mentioned therein.
Excellent. Good. Rules. There is one section known as rules. What does the section rules mean telling about?
So the section basically gives the power to central government to make rules.
Rules. Very good. Very good. Then they also have regulations. They have powers to in the interview, possibly they can test you by asking what is the difference between rules and regulations. I may not be able to understand that. You prepare from that angle, okay?
Yes.
What does a rule says? In what way is it different from regulations? As a lawyer, you must be able to explain about it. And then what does the section general orders refer to? Because general orders, the latest one I find here is February 5, 2020, SEBI issuing observations on draft offer of documents pending regulatory actions order 2020. Why? There is need for that. Okay. Then guidelines. What are guidelines? What are the guidelines of SEBI? Similarly, what are master circulars? Any important master circulars? Are you aware of that? If they ask you, in fact, in a real interview, since they are all very familiar with these master circulars and all, they may raise a question relating to that particular master circular. So my suggestion is, if you go through the master circulars, for example, master circulars for depositories, there is one I find, and you have to download that and then read it. But it takes a lot of time to download that also. So prepare from that way. Similarly, in what way they are different from circulars? Simply circulars. Under circulars, I find they are issuing a lot. April 7, they have issued a circular, regulatory reporting of AIFs. What are AIFs?
These are alternate investment funds.
Oh, good. Excellent. What is the expansion for LPCC?
Sir, I can't recall that at the moment.
LPCC. Because April 6th, that is 2 days back, they are setting up of Limited Purpose Clearing Corporation. Limited Purpose Clearing Corporation by asset management companies of mutual funds.
Mutual funds. Got
Yeah.
it.
Now, incidentally, they can
Got it.
ask you, what do you know about mutual funds? Do you know about them?
Yes, sir.
Tell me. Tell me about
So-
one famous mutual fund you know, and tell the functions of a mutual fund.
So essentially, mutual funds are these entities that pool money from investors and then they invest it as per the investment objective. The functions of the mutual funds are to basically abide by the offer document that they had published, because they have to invest as per the criteria which is given in the investment document. One famous mutual fund would be I think Kotak Mutual Fund or like SBI Mutual Fund.
Good, good, good. But I would suggest you are going through any one or two and go through some of the important schemes of there. What are the schemes that are in vogue now? You can get to know. But sometimes you may be coming across an ugly question like, say, what happened in Franklin Templeton Mutual Fund? Have you heard about that?
Yes, sir.
What happened there?
So essentially in April 2020, 6 Franklin Templeton mutual schemes wound up, and currently the matter is sub judice in Supreme Court.
Excellent.
Because they did not take the approval of the investors before winding up these schemes.
Very good, good, good. I think you are aware about that. The basic problem in that, of course, full details are not known, is that they have invested monies in companies which are not approved for investment also. For example, as you said in the document, they say you have to invest in this type of companies, say with the credit worthiness of this much or a ranking of this much. But they were investing in other type of lower level companies also, possibly due to the interests of the people working therein. We are not sure about it. So matter is, as you say, under sub judice. We have to check up how it goes. Yeah, good, good. So they can ask about Franklin Templeton. Now I can put a different question to you. What is the connection between mutual fund and SEBI?
So since mutual funds, they operate in secondary market, like you can trade in units of mutual funds, it becomes necessary for SEBI to regulate them. Mutual funds are also act as institutional investors in other financial instruments that are floated in secondary markets. So from that sense, it becomes important for SEBI to regulate them.
Now, what is the connection between SEBI and mutual fund? Just as the connection between Reserve Bank of India and ICICI, just as connection between, say, IRDAI and United India Insurance. What is the connection between SEBI and mutual funds?
So mutual funds are required to be registered with SEBI and SEBI regulates them.
Excellent. In fact, mutual funds are approved or sanctioned only by SEBI. So good. That is a very good point. So they only approve the mutual funds, and then accordingly, they are also supposed to go through the functioning of the mutual fund by some methods of, say, like inspection or whatever methods it is. Very good. And I suggest you are going through the circulars. Were you able to have opportunity to go through these circulars?
Yes, sir. I have skimmed through them.
Yeah,
The ones that were issued in March, I have skimmed through them.
March you have studied. Very good, very good, very good. Good. What is told here about a review of delivery default norms? Review of delivery default norms.
Sir, I can't recall it at this point, but I know for a fact that there was a circular which spoke about reducing the. No, so that's different. I can't recall it at the moment. I'll go
Here
back
it
and
is
read it.
given. SEBI circulars also had prescribed inter alia provisions for the levy of penalty in the event of delivery default. SEBI had received representations from market participants in the commodity derivatives. Actually, this circular is in respect of commodity derivatives segment and not stock exchange, and standardization of delivery default norms, strengthening the deterrent mechanism and ensuring adequate compensation to the non-defaulting counterparty. In view of the above, the extant delivery default norms were examined in consultation with clearing corporations, and the following has been decided. In agricultural commodities, the penalty for delivery default by seller shall now be 4% of the settlement price plus replacement cost. In non-agricultural commodities, penalty for delivery default by seller shall remain at 3% of settlement price plus replacement cost. So it tells about some future agreements, contracts, and all that. So you must be in a position to know about this commodities trading also. Samajh gaya?
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
much about it, but being a Mumbai girl, you must be thorough with stock exchanges, that is buying and selling of shares. Are you familiar with them?
So I don't trade as of now, but I have tried to read up as much as I can.
Acha, good. What is a demat account?
So Demat account is basically an account with a depository where your shares are held in electronic form.
Good. Where is it open? With whom it is open?
It's open with a depository.
Depository or bank?
It's open with a depository.
Depository, no. But banks also, you have a demat account. Maybe there will be another account with the depository. These two will be interlinked. See, if for buying and selling of shares, it is not sufficient you have an account with the depository, but you also need a demat account with a bank. Perhaps you are not aware about that. So that, see,
Yes, sir.
whenever
I'll check. I'll read up.
you will please check that point also. Okay, good. Very
Yes.
good. Very good. Very good. Yeah, good. Now, says under legal, these are the things that are coming. I would request you next time when we meet, we will discuss in detail. You have to go through guidelines, circulars, gazette notification, in everything is over. Then what are the things given under about SBI, about SEBI? Tell me something about SEBI, SEBI.
So I think what is mentioned therein is that it was formed in 1988 as part of Ministry of Finance, and then when the Act came in 1992, it acquired a statutory status. And I think the objectives would be mentioned, like I said, interest of the investors and development and regulation of securities market. I think this is what you would generally find.
Yeah, about this is what is there. Very good. Then next one is something given under enforcement. What does the term enforcement refers to in respect of SEBI? In what way is it relevant for this thing? In what are the ways by which enforcement is made, etc. But before that, before getting into SEBI website, let us get to know what are the various acts that are relevant for you're working as a lawyer in SEBI. Could you
So
understand?
definitely first one. Yes,
Ah,
sir.
yeah,
So definitely first one has to be SEBI Act,
yeah,
your Securities Contract Regulation Act, your Depositories Act.
okay.
Apart from that, I think it's important that we also know the very like mainstream regulations like your ICDR, LODR.
Mhm,
It's important to have some basic knowledge about that.
mm,
Um, I think this is primarily it in terms of what you need to know at your tips.
mm. For example, as a layman, I may say, as a lawyer, you must be thorough with the Contract Act and latest thing, the
Yes, sir.
Transfer of Property Act, SURFACE Act, all these things you must be familiar, but maybe you will not
Yes.
be using them. You may not use a SURFACE Act in SEBI. I'm not sure. Maybe if we go through the website, maybe we will get some other ideas. No, they are telling about takeovers also. They are
Yes, sir.
tell, they are telling
Takeovers,
about
insider trading.
take insider trading का मतलब क्या है?
So basically, insider trading is when a person who is a connected person or a person who has unpublished price sensitive information uses that information to gain certain advantage.
Hmm. So, what steps SEBI has enunciated to see that insider trading is not practiced, or what are the punishments that are given for people indulging in insider trading? I'm not sure
So I
whether
think the main step,
uh,
sorry.
have you gone through this?
Yes, sir. So I think the main step that SEBI has taken in this regard is the PIT regulations of 2015. It discusses in detail what sort of information can be disclosed, or when can a trade happen if you are in possession of UPSI, and how will it take place. It also puts in place a code of conduct that the company has to follow, certain disclosures that are required, especially if you're in position of promoter or a person acting in concert, so that uh, uh, it is known in the market what kind of information these people have and when they are trading.
Mhm. Good. So, what qualities are required in order to see you become a successful official in SEBI legal department?
I think someone who is articulate,
I think some there is some uh,
is
yeah.
disciplined, someone who's hardworking. Is it
Uh,
better now?
now it is better. Yeah.
Yes. So someone basically who has read through the act, the regulation, someone who's disciplined enough, has strong articulation skills, knows how to present, knows how to do stakeholder management, is research oriented. I think these are primarily the skills that would be required for a legal officer in SEBI.
Very good. Excellent. Good. I think there is some problem with the internet. You are using Geo internet or what?
No, sir.
Ah.
I'm not using Geo because the fiber is not come in my building yet.
Oh, your fiber has not come. Oh,
No, not yet. They're actually still installing it. So probably in a week or two, I
oh.
should be able to see.
No, but Airtel must be having, na? You are having Airtel.
Yes, sir. But I've heard good reviews about Geo.
Oh,
So
you.
I thought that it's better to, yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. In fact, I am having Airtel for the last 15 years.
Oh, okay.
15 years we have been having internet with them with different levels. Right now I have 300 Mbps, good speed. And the advantage with Airtel as with the Geo is that you can have unlimited talk throughout the country. And now they give us unlimited usage of internet also. So now what are the various uses to which internet is put into nowadays? General question.
So I think,
yeah.
So I think most importantly, what COVID has brought upon is like a revolution in how we see education. because it has played a very important role in ensuring that academics has not suffered. So for example, I know of NGOs who are also looking for teachers who can impart training or education through virtual mode. So I think internet has played a substantial role in imparting education and empowering young minds. Apart from that, I think communication is also very important, especially now that we're all holed up in our houses, and when it becomes important for the government to come out with orders and circulars so that everyone is aware what kind of actions to take, especially in Mumbai right now with the curfews. As soon as the orders are released on the Maharashtra government website, you start getting them on WhatsApp and everything. Obviously, it also comes with that it also comes with misinformation and rumors, and you have to filter that out. But I think internet has made education and communication really convenient.
Yeah. So in fact, internet has made the world into a small country, or it's a small place, right? By now sitting here in Chennai, I can communicate with somebody thousands of miles away also. So that is the advantage in that. Now, what did you see? We hear terms 2G, 3G, 4G, and all that. What does the term G refers to?
So it refers to generation. So that is it refers to the kind of speed that you would get. I can't get into the technical details because I'm not aware myself.
This is the answer I expected. Generation, 4th generation, 5th generation. That is what generation is only expected. What have you heard about TRAI? What is TRAI?
So it's the Telecom Regulatory Authority of.
Good, excellent, excellent. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India.
Basically regulates the telecom sector.
Yeah, good. What is IRDAI? What is IRDAI?
That is the Insurance Regulator of India.
Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. IRDAI. And who is the chairman of IRDAI?
It's the Insurance Regulator of India.
Who is the chairman of that?
So
you don't know? Subhash Chandra Kuntia.
Recall at this point. No, sir.
Subhash Chandra Kuntia. The headquarters, he is in Hyderabad. Headquarters is in Hyderabad. And this one. Then you must be aware of the another regulatory authority. Who is the governor of RBI?
Shaktikanta Das.
Correct. Shaktikanta Das. Shaktikanta Das headquarters, I mean his RBI headquarters is in which place? Your own city, Mumbai. It's only in Mumbai.
Yes.
Your own city, Mumbai. SEBI also, Mumbai. Then only exception is IRDAI in Hyderabad. And there is one more organization, SIDBI, SIDBI. What is SIDBI?
So it's the Small Development Bank of India. I can't get the
Small Industries Development. Small Industries Development Bank of India. Headquarters is in Lucknow.
Okay.
Have you heard of the term NABARD?
Yes, sir.
What is NABARD?
It basically looks into agriculture and rural development.
National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. They supervise the functioning of regional rural banks. They supervise the regional rural banks. Okay. Can you tell me what is a foreign bank?
So foreign bank is a bank which is based not in India, but it has branches in India.
It is registered. Its registered head office is in a foreign country, and it has branches also. So very good. Good. You told nicely about this one. Good. Now, were you not interested in going for banking and all?
So I was interested, but I unfortunately missed the notification for IBPS SO.
Oh,
And for RBI, I did not want to apply for the general stream.
in general stream, you have to read a lot of economics. Lot of economics. You have to-
Yes.
Yeah, there is a problem. Yeah. Now, can you tell the situation or the impact of Corona on our lives? What is the impact it has made on our lives? And you can confine yourself to the effect it has made on judicial system.
Yes, sir. So in terms of the impact on judicial system, there are around 30 million cases which are pending in our courts right now. A normal case takes around 10 years in lower courts to conclude, and it takes 2 to 5 years in higher courts to conclude. So it certainly, cascaded the effect of already pending cases. But we also saw that how, hearings were made virtual and how everyone adapted to virtual hearings. And that was a nice, aspect, adaptation to that was required.
Good.
Uh,
This I was
but apart from that,
I was keen about your mentioning about virtual hearing. That's the thing. I think. Are you aware whether the Supreme Court has started functioning really, or it's only through virtual now? Have you heard about
sir,
it?
I'm not aware of that. Sir, I'm not aware of that.
Not aware about it.
But I'll find out.
Why don't you talk to some lawyers in Mumbai and check
I'll find out.
whether Maharashtra
Yes.
High Court is working, say through virtual, or which method are they working? Likewise,
So the
or
Bombay High Court is shut this week. That I know. Bombay High Court is shut this week. I don't know if they're taking virtual hearings or not, but physical movement is restricted. I'll find out about Supreme Court.
yeah, because in Chennai, the High Court is functioning. In fact, they went ahead with a recruitment of junior assistants and typists and all. They conducted interviews also recently. So I was busy with that for a few days. So please check up with what is the level of the
Yes.
functioning of this. Very good, very good. Corona has made a very big impact, especially in Maharashtra. 50% of what we have in India is in Maharashtra. But in terms of population, it is not high. Can you tell me the state which has got the maximum population in India?
I think it is UP.
Correct. Why do you have to say you? I think you should say it
So
is
because
UP.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is UP.
I'm not sure.
It's UP only. Correct. 1/6 of India is in, say, Uttar Pradesh. Whereas in terms of population, it is not so. And in spite of it, recently, what is the reason for this corona spreading more in Maharashtra? I know you may not have a very clear answer. Try. What is the reason?
So because Maharashtra, especially Mumbai, is the epicenter of businesses. So in terms of, we also saw reverse migration, that the laborers had come back, and construction and other activities have picked up. So that could be one of the main reasons that why the cases are so high, because businesses have resumed, and anyway Maharashtra has a huge population, Mumbai has a huge population, the city is constantly busy, it doesn't stop for anyone. So that could be one of the reasons.
Not only that, possibly because all international airports are open. Na? International
Yes, sir.
airports in Mumbai are
Yes,
open. So that may be the reason why the diseases from all over the world comes to this place. Whereas for some reasons, international airport in Chennai and all, they are not opened yet. For good reasons only, for good reasons only. Maybe that is also a reason why it has spread like this. Good. SEBI. What are the broad functions of SEBI and for ensuring the better conduct of our economy?
There is a correlation between the securities market and the economy. So it becomes important that the activities that are taking place in the securities market are fair and they are as per the guidelines and the rules and the regulations. So SEBI does this by registering and regulating all the intermediaries like your AIFs, your mutual funds, your clearing corporations, your merchant bankers, portfolio managers, foreign portfolio investors. So all these intermediaries are regulated by SEBI. So that is one. It also tries to prevent insider trading, fraudulent and unfair trading practices. It also has powers of search, seizure. It has powers of civil court. So these are primarily the ways in which it discharges basically quasi-legislative, judicial, and executive functions. So in that way, it's really powerful in maintaining conduct in the securities market.
Yeah, the way you have answered these questions, it makes us. It must have given you an understanding. You have to know about almost all these institutions. For example, you said mutual fund. You must know about mutual fund. You said stock exchanges. You must know about stock exchanges. Then you said about limited companies. So you must know about limited companies, issuing of shares, etc., etc. So likewise, everything has to be known to you. Understand? So you have to, as a lawyer, you must be thorough with almost all aspects, like mutual fund, you said, then stock exchange, then something like filing, prospectus, approval, IPO, so many things you must know. Okay. So can you tell me, when a company is born, what is the stage of birth of a company? Then what is the stage of its creation of capital through public participation? And where does the SEBI comes into picture? And what are the factors SEBI looks into before giving approval?
So when a company is incorporated, as soon as you file the necessary documents and you comply with whatever the ROC requires, and you get your certificate of incorporation from ROC, that is when a company is born. In terms of raising capital, that is by way of IPO, initial public offering. That is when the securities of the company are issued for the first time, and that is when SEBI comes into the play, because you have to file your draft of a document 30 days before that you file with ROC to the SEBI, and SEBI issues observations on it. So that is when SEBI comes in.
Yeah. About this, I don't know much. You get to know more details about this. Like
yes,
I don't know. Maybe I was told that in the case of initial public offers, normally you must know about this merchant banking also. These merchant bankers, they come into play. They prepare the document for the company, and they undertake to. You must know the terms undertake also. Undertake for issuing of shares. They prepare the prospectus, submit it to SEBI, try to get the approval, then prepare advertisements, issue advertisements, appoint bankers for the issue, then go ahead. So many people play a role in this. So please get to know about this also. Limited companies. Can you tell me the types of limited companies we have?
So there is private limited company that you have. There is also Section 8 companies, which are limited companies. So these are the, and also one-person companies, your small companies, these are also limited companies. In fact, like even your public companies are limited companies. It essentially entails that your liability is limited.
No, but I have heard about private limited companies. What is the minimum number of shareholders? Maximum number of shareholders?
That is 2 is the minimum and 200 is the maximum.
Excellent. What about public limited company? What is the minimum?
It's 7 and there is no maximum.
Excellent. Now you were telling about one man limited company. ऐसा कुछ है? I have not heard.
Yes, sir.
It is there.
One person, yes, sir. So it was basically introduced through the Companies Act 2013, this concept of one person company.
Really? Oh,
Yes, sir.
I wasn't aware. But SEBI will not have a role play with it because he will not be approaching for raising of shares and all that.
That's true.
Then what about you said some 8 people being limited.
Section 8 companies.
What are they?
Section 8 companies.
What are
So
they?
Section 8 companies are basically companies that operate with a social motive. Their main motive is not to earn profits, and they enjoy certain relaxations from, like in terms of compliances under the Companies Act. So these are called Section 8 companies.
Oh, I have not heard about this also. Good. Right. Probably Section 8 companies will have connection with SEBI, yes or no?
No, sir. I
No.
don't think so.
Very
But there is this concept of social stock exchange, which is being discussed by SEBI right now. So that is for enabling more, funds for companies which are in social sector. So maybe that is how Section 8 companies can be connected to SEBI. But it has not come into force yet. It's still in discussion.
Oh, that's right. Very good. Very good. Nice. Good. Now, let me come for some simple general questions here. Why rental agreements are always made for 11 months and not 12 months?
So that is essentially because under the Transfer of Property Act and the Registration Act, you are required to register and pay stamp duty if your agreement surpasses 12 months or 1 year. So that's why mainly they are made for 11 months. So you don't need to register them or pay stamp duty on them.
Very good. Super. What are the 5 differences between 1956 and 2013 Companies Act?
So one difference is the concept of introduction of one-person companies. That is one. The concept of resident director is something that was not there in the 1956 Act. The concept of women director was not there in the 1956 Act.
What is the provision for that now? Women director, what is the provision now?
So listed companies and certain other companies which satisfy a certain threshold are required to have one woman director on board.
Oh, only one woman director. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Very good. Next, you told 3 points, 4 and 5. 4 and 5.
So the 1956 Act also spoke about producer companies. That concept was is not introduced in the Companies Act right now, but it has come in right now in terms of amendments. So it was not there originally in the 2013 Act, but by Companies Act Amendment 2020, it has come in with some changes. And I think initially in the 1956 Act, there was a minimum threshold of capital that was required for private and public companies. It was some 5 lakh and 2 lakhs. And in terms of Companies Act 2013, there is no such threshold required for public or private companies. So that was deleted.
I have a,
in the
I have a link. I got it now. I will send it to you through email. I will send it to you through email, okay?
Okay.
Abhi bhej dega, correct. I find that is interesting. 1 minute. What is it given, Here, Companies Act, you rightly said 1 person can form 1 person company, whereas 1956, it was not possible. And under both the acts, minimum of 2 for private limited company, and both the acts minimum is 7 for public limited company. Now, types of companies. Pardon?
Sorry, so I was just saying, even in terms of private company, the maximum threshold of members that you can have right now is 200.
Yeah.
But I think in the 56 Act, it was 50. It was
correct.
Not 200.
That is correct. That was 50. Now, here I find it is given under 2013, 15 types of companies are given. Hello. 15 types दिया है, पता नहीं क्या क्या है. Then here 10 types of companies are there under 1956. And you told rightly the number, maximum number 250. Then they have given something under memorandum and articles of association also. Availability of name. Section 44 and 451 of 2013 Act incorporate the procedural aspects of application for availability of name of proposed company or proposed new name for existing company. 1956 procedural aspects of application for availability of name find no place in 1956 Act. Entrenchment provisions and articles like 2013 may contain such provisions. In 1956, no enabling
There was no
provisions.
mention.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Regarding commencement of business also, some changes have been given. Kindly go through that. Some registered office also, they have given something. Please go through that. Then alteration of name clause. In both the cases, it is not allowed, it seems. Then alteration of objects clause. There are some changes. Alteration of articles also, there are some changes. Service of documents. Then service of documents. These are the headings given under which regarding annual general meeting, regarding notice for meeting, there are then quorum for meetings is सबके लिए difference दिया है. Then secretarial standards resolution. बहुत कुछ है जी.
Yes, sir, I'll go through.
Yeah, Pooja ji, बहुत कुछ पढ़ना है. Thanks to Pooja, I could come to know of this many new provisions. Honestly, I am in banking for last so many years, but still I wasn't aware that there are one-man company and all that. Now, thanks to your information. And I could also now go through so many new clauses. Please go through that also, because you must know
Yes,
more
sir.
about public limited companies and raising of capital, functioning of stock exchanges. How many stock exchanges are there in our country? What is the way the Bombay Stock Exchange Sensex works? What is the way Nifty Stock Exchange Sensex works? Why it goes up, why it comes down, depending on the way they can discuss and find out from you. So very nice. Nice talking to you for the last nearly
Likewise, sir.
55 minutes. Very nice. Thank you so much. You seem to be knowing more.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. But private practice is not there. In a real court of law, आपको practice नहीं ना.
No, I don't go to courts.
So please compensate that by talking to some people who have got such exposures to find out
Yes, sir.
what is the role we have to play as a lawyer.
Yes, sir. I'll
Yeah.
definitely do that.
Good, good, good. Yeah. Now,
Thank you so much.
now-
Thank
now-
you for taking out the time.
now I don't know whether you know this law. This is in regard to marriage law.
Conversion,
No,
the
no.
Conversion Act.
No. Are there any new provisions for telling that, say, where a marriage is less than 1 year old, it can be dissolved or it can be nullified, something like that? Any provisions are there like that under
No,
marriage?
sir. In India, that I don't think so. In India, that provision exists. Annulment as a concept is there outside India, but I don't think so in India. This
Annulment
concept
Act
is
is
there.
only in foreign, not in India.
Not in India, as
Yeah,
far as
because-
I can recall.
Because some parent was asking about this. I said, I don't know. That's why. Very nice. Thank you so much. Best wishes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
your daddy is a LIC agent. How many siblings do you have?
I have one elder sister.
What is she doing?
She's a CA, but right now she's working in recruitment.
Oh, recruitment for
Yes.
some company. For some company.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very
Yes,
good.
she's in a consulting firm.
Yeah, excellent. That's really nice. And what are your hobbies?
Sir, I like to read as much as I can. I like to read fiction. I try to read non-fiction as well, but I just happen to like stories much better. And I exercise.
That is yoga. yoga, physical
I don't.
exercise? You don't do
I like to jog, sir. I
jog
like to
only.
jog.
Very good.
Yeah.
Do you go to what is that? Some places where people do exercises. What is that
Gym?
called?
Are you
Gym,
referring to a
gym, gym.
gym?
The word gym, I'm not getting. Yeah, you don't go to
So
gym.
yeah, I used to go. I've gone to gym for like good 2 years before COVID came, and now the gyms are shut again. So
Oh, now it is no longer in existence. Good. Very
that's
nice. You are a very confident girl. And is there any friend of yours appearing for this exam interview? No. From your own batch?
I from my batch, no, but I came to know through like different groups that I'm in touch with 2-3 people who are also appearing for the legal interview.
Excellent. Very good, very good. And interact with them. Try to get as many new points as possible so that you can communicate with confidence. आप तो बहुत अच्छा से बोलते हैं. Only plus point. From where did you get this ability to communicate very well?
So it's sort of a must if you're a lawyer because you need to face clients. In fact, this is something that I'm actively working on because in my review, I was told that I am not that good in client facing. So it's something that I'm still learning.
Acha?
But
Somebody told you are not
yes,
good in client facing. Really?
yes, that's true.
Maybe
Yes.
initially it would have been so when you were very young, आपको hesitation हो जाता था इसी वजह से हो. अच्छा, आपका ग्लास क्यों इतना बड़ा है?
So I'm very fond of big glasses. I find them really comfortable than smaller glasses.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
because it covers the eyes from exposure to say wind and all that. I don't know. Good, but itna bada. Do you have a small specs also with you now?
I had before, now I don't. Now this
You
is
are
the
not
only
using
one
it.
that I wear.
You are not using it.
No, now I'm not using it.
No,
No, I'm very
but
used to these
but
ones.
this is in contrast to the younger generation. Normally they prefer contact lens.
Yes,
आज
sir, that's true.
आजकल का generation क्या they prefer this बड़ा glass? बताओ ना.
No, sir, it's really dependent. At home, I'm very comfortable wearing specs because lenses say your eyes become dry and it's not that comfortable. So I prefer specs when I'm at home, and when I have to go outside, I wear lenses.
You wear outside or
When I go outside, I wear lenses because your specs
अच्छा
tend
अच्छा
to fall and everything, and you have to
अच्छा.
manage. And especially if you're in a local train, it becomes difficult. So lenses is preferred.
Oh,
But
अच्छा, you are using
yeah,
both. You are
yeah,
using lens
that's
as
true.
well as this.
Yes,
Arey bhai,
yes, sir.
great, great, great. So much ability you must have to take this and put that and all. So, very nice. Best wishes. You are
Thank you so much,
excellent.
sir.
9 out of 10. I can't
Thank you
reduce.
so much.
I can't reduce even one. So very nice. You are talking very well. I have learnt a lot from you. Best wishes.
Thank you so much,
The
sir.
date has not
Likewise.
been finalized yet. Na?
Yes, sir. It's
Let
not
the,
come out yet.
yeah, let the date come. And if you feel like talking again, please, you can get in touch with me. We can have
Okay,
a
sir.
similar arrangement. And I'm really happy you are a girl who enjoys interacting through Zoom also with confidence. In fact, there is one more video of mine. A lady from Sonia. Her name is Sonia. She is somewhere in Punjab also, but she is not appearing for these exams. She is also more participative and answers. And she's a married girl and from Punjab, Sonia. Yeah.
That's
So
nice
best
to
wishes.
hear.
Have you seen some
Thank you so much.
have you seen some of the videos I have posted for legal officers interviews?
Legal officer interview I haven't seen, but I came across someone who's appearing for the finance stream
Acha, acha.
or the general stream
Acha, for
for
SEBI,
SEBI.
SEBI general stream. Yeah. You can
Yes.
go through some of the legal officers questions also. Mostly they
Yes,
may not ask, but फिर भी उसमें से देख लीजिएगा. I sent you a list of questions. They were all
yes,
given
sir.
by
I've gone
they were
through.
all given by students. Best wishes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
9 out
Thank
of
you so
10.
much.
Were you expecting
Thank you so
more
much.
marks or less?
Less marks, sir, because thought that like there would be some technical questions which I would not be able to answer, but
I have not put any difficult questions to you. That's
yes,
because
I'm
basically I don't know. Maybe a real SEBI man will be able to put something more related to that legal line and also something enactment, this, that, and all enforcement, those things. So please get to know that. Okay.
yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so
You
much.
have done really well. Best wishes.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
I'll be giving this in YouTube. I will send, you can see it yourself. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This much of confidence is what is needed to succeed. Good.
Thank you so much, sir. That's really encouraging. Thank you.
Bye.